up in nice cars. You got nice houses. I can sleep in your room. It's nice, right? But why settle for that? Some of you at 70,000 a year. Why be at 70,000 a year when we could be at 170,000 a month? So all we have to do is start releasing our personal egos. Release your ego-based power. Right? That's the only thing that needs to happen. Because if you don't, I need everybody to listen to me, nation. If you're listening, comment and say I'm listening. Because I need you to listen. Comment in the chat. Right? Comment. Make sure your line is muted. A couple hundred people on the phone. We don't want to hear it. Just comment. Let me know you with me. All right, there we go. I see you, Kendall Charles. I see you, Isis Love. Right? I see. So look, if you do not release your ego-based power right now, it's very important for you. You're going to create turbulence in your life. Woo! Life already comes with turbulence, so we can't create additional turbulence. What do I mean by that? How do you create turbulence? Comparing yourself to others. I need you to understand. Some of you feel stuck, or some of you are like feeling a certain way because you're comparing yourself to other people's journeys. Now, in entrepreneurship, you got what it takes, but if you're comparing yourself to someone else's results without doing what that person is doing, I'm telling you right now, you're creating turbulence, right? Another thing that creates turbulence besides comparing yourself to people who's getting results and you're not doing the work is being judgmental. Your connection to everything that's going to attract to your life will leave. It will leave you and go to the next person. Your pure potential, what God already gave you, everything you already have, it will not come out if you're talking about other people. Right? If you're doing, like, you can't be a gossiper. You can't be someone who's not who they say they are. Integrity is serious when you're trying to operate the law of attraction. So if you're someone right in business, no one's joining you, you're trading going the right way, I want you to understand that turbulence can come in your life through comparison, judging other people, and deciding that you're not good enough. If you're not a quick decision maker, if you always go back and forth with your decisions, that's a trait of the middle class and the poor. I read it in this book. I'm giving you all facts. This is 10 years of studying 76 of the best thinkers in the United States of America. And one actually was from Africa. But what I'm here to tell you is if you take what I'm saying serious and you bottle it up, it will help you release the turbulence in your life. And you'll go from 70,000 a year to 170,000 a month by releasing it. Because you know why? It's the same energy to make 70,000 a year that it takes to make 170,000 a month. So one thing I learned, I've been studying, is a lot of us, we don't need to up our work ethic. A lot of us are putting work in. As a matter of fact, hats off to everybody who's grinding. Right? Shout out to everybody who has faith that the seeds they're planting, the work they're putting in, the arguments they're having with their significant other, their coworkers, like, because they're battling with their future, they see it and no one else does. For you individuals, your time is now. Your time is now. But what you got to do is experience silence. Write that down. I want everybody to write down experiencing silence. See, if you can experience silence for extended amounts of time, I told a group the other day, practice having 15 minutes to yourself 4 times a day. 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes in the morning before you get out of bed. 15 minutes at lunch. That's 30 minutes total. Another 15 minutes. We're talking about an hour a day will keep the enemy away. Okay? If you are able to hear your thoughts for 15 minutes throughout 4 times a day, because some of us, we're not thinking. We're just going with the flow, and the picture in our mind is not big. The picture in our mind is only to the next week. So if the picture in our mind is only to the next week, it's going to cause turbulence in the law of attraction, which means our actions, our activity is filled with worry, so we don't do as much as we should. So I want to let everybody know right now, you have the knowledge. Now that you have the knowledge on what creates turbulence in my life, you are the person now that can fly the plane where you want to go. Nothing is going to stop you. All your passengers who trust you as the pilot, who get on your plane, there's going to be no questions asked because there's no turbulence. There's no one in the aisle to tell them to sit down, put their seatbelt on, here's the gas mask, none of that. There's no rules when everything aligns and you have a clear picture of where you're going. But if you think about your job, if you think about all the losses, you can't go anywhere but to the same place you've been. And I want to tell everybody what squeezes the gap between thoughts. Because some of you have a great thought. Like right now, watch this. Everybody on this line, you have $10 million in your bank account and you're going to make it in 63 days. Woo! The first thought that came to your mind for some of you, because you got so much turbulence in your brain, and the turbulence squeezes the gap between your thoughts. So for people who have turbulence in their brain, they didn't believe in themselves. They didn't believe I was talking to them. Are you with me? Because the turbulence, the worry, the anxiety squeezes the idea of you actually having the 11 million, squeezes the idea. And guess what happens? The little voice inside of you, because you don't have faith, the little voice inside of you is fear. If you had faith, when the little voice inside of you said, he's not talking to you, your mouth would have moved and it would have said, everything I touch turns to gold. Of course he's talking to me. Because you can't trust that you're going to rank up to Chairman 10, become a 7-figure trader if you don't have faith. How can you trust the system? How can you go from A to Z in your cell phone, right? Because trust in your mentor, meaning, hey, I'm going to reach out to these people. I'm going to do the 21 days of growth. I'm going to get guests on these 40 days, 49. I'm going to step out and do what I see these leaders doing. Like, I know I can do it. But if you don't have faith, it's hard for you to trust. Faith comes with trust. So this is important for you. So you have to focus. How do you focus? By putting in your calendar. Let me give y'all quickly 30 seconds to put down the times when you're going to give yourself 15 minutes of silence on your calendar. Everybody open up the calendar, go to Monday, enter in right now those times you're going to have 15 minutes of silence on Monday. That's what being a boss is all about. We plan. Without a plan, we fail. Let me just go ahead real quick. Take that time. 30 seconds, starting now. And when I'm talking about practice silence, I mean simply be. What is this? I don't, because some people don't even know what silence is. Like, simply be. That means nothing. That means not a phone vibrate, not nothing. Nothing. Not a TV. Don't look at nothing. Nothing. Silence. All right, perfect. So, with that being said, let's move right along. Let's move right along. Let's go right along. Because some of you are not, your creativity is not there because your stillness is not there. You got to ground in the knowledge of the truth. Not the truth of the CNN, the news. That's why in stillness you got to turn everything off. We're talking about the truth within yourself. Stillness so you can only hear yourself. All right? Hear yourself. When's the last time you heard yourself? Are you with me? When's the last time you heard yourself? With that being said, I want to turn the line. Like I said, I want to do something different tonight. I just wanted to crank it up. Right? I just wanted to crank it up. But I want to talk to you all. So, does anybody have any coaching that they need from me? I know I've been talking to a lot of leaders this week, but is there anything that they need to hear? I just want to talk to you. Is there anything you need training on? Is there any how-tos out there in the field? We got a couple hundred people on the line. So, yeah, I just want to throw it out there. But just remember, faith and fear both demand that you believe in something you can't see. So it's your choice. Right? So I'll turn the line to you if you got anything you want to say.
I do.
All right, just go ahead, announce yourself, where you're from. And I hear an echo in the background, so if there's an echo, that's 9 times out of 10, it's like you're on a speaker or something.
I'm on a headset.
All right, cool. It's better now.
Okay. I hadn't quite gotten there when I was talking to you earlier, but I'm at a point in life where I have no choice but to succeed. And so my dedication and my focus are more laser than ever. And I find myself still struggling with exactly what you're talking about. So I know that I needed to be on this call. It's easy for me to help others. It's easy for me to do for others. But when it comes to doing for myself and succeeding for myself is where I struggle. And so when I sat down with my mentor, Brian, that's what he said. He said, you need to make it more servant-minded. He said, if your focus is helping your community learn this and helping get this information to your community, he said, your success will come naturally. He said, because you are servant-minded. So how do I do that?
Easy. Let me tell you how you do that. It's stating your goals publicly online. Like that means go on Facebook and tell everybody what you're about to do. I posted a status about that recently. You know, I say, man, by me boldly saying what I'm going to do, going on Facebook Live, showing people that I'm learning, showing people what books I'm reading, then actually going live, talking about the book I read, just being publicly bold about what you want to do, putting it out there in the universe, and letting your haters know is activated. I'm on a mission. That way you can't let them down because you know you done said it. You declared it. You done made it. The flyer's out there. You set the time. You said, hey, on this day, I'm going live on Facebook and I'm talking about my mission. And you said it publicly. So now you got to man up. You got to woman up. And you got to prepare. So that's, and what Brian is saying as far as being a servant heart, how do you do that? That means by wanting, by the picture in your mind, because everybody needs their bills paid. But what do you want, right? Because your need, the picture in your brain can't be your bills being paid, because that's going to bring worry and anxiety, because bills is stress. So you got to want something bigger than bills. So it forces you to go past this Friday, right? You got to go past this Friday ways of thinking, expand. Like, don't worry about the you who you are today. Plan. So this Friday, let's look at it. Let's look at our calendar. Pull it out real quick. What day is open? Find it. Click it. The day that I see that's open, for me, is Friday. The only thing I have to do on the 26th of this month is I have Are You Truly Happy check. So that's the first, that's at 11 a.m. I'm going to take 15 minutes to myself, and I'm going to ask myself, because you got to talk to yourself. I'm going to say, self, am I truly happy right now? It's Friday, 11 a.m. Am I truly happy? 15 minutes. Let me figure it out. And since that's it, really, wow, I'm going to put down right now that I'm going to go ahead and cause attention. Right? I wrote that down. Create attention. So I'm going to be posting and marketing a lot online on Fridays after 11 a.m. So that's how you do it. You put it down on the calendar, and now you're a boss. And if you don't do it, you should fire yourself. Just like a job. Just like a job. The job gave you an assignment. You act like you have to do it. And if you don't, they fire you. Guess what? This is it. This is bigger than the job. So you should treat this bigger than, you should treat this more than a job. Don't disrespect this business. You know, you should wake up to the dreams of your business being successful. You should be at work in a cubicle thinking you a CEO, thinking you a president. You should be in a ditch somewhere in the attic if you're an AC vac guy. You should be in the attic where there's rats. But in your mind, you should be on a red carpet somewhere. If you're a flight attendant asking somebody, hey, you want some orange juice? In your mind, you're sitting down in the chair and somebody's rubbing on your toes. So the mind should have what you want, not what you need. And if you can do that, it will force you to action. But this is the way you get the mind to believe in what you wanted to, or I should say this. This is how you get your mind to believe past reality. There's only two ways now. That's through repetition. You must study this. So what I mean is, look at your calendar every day. How do you study something? You stare at it. You read it over and over again. One of my mentors, Bob Potter, said he read one chapter for 3 months straight. Wow. Not books. He read one chapter for 3 months straight because he wanted it in his mind. So it's either repetition, study, or how else do you paint the picture that you're a millionaire and you're really not? You keep saying it, you keep studying what millionaires are doing, you keep taking action, or life-changing event. That's the only thing that can change the state of your mind. So if you're worried about little things, something big needs to happen to you. Like, most people become millionaires after they get fired from their job. Like, Michael Jordan became the best player in the world after he got cut. Right? Like, it's just crazy how that happens. But that's what happens. But does anybody have any other question? Great question. We got another one. Go ahead. We rocking and rolling tonight. This is the nation. We here to help you win. We got to do it.
Hey, Chad.
Hey.
Hi, it's Lillian from Ohio.
Lillian from Ohio. What's up?
How are you?
Man, I'm real good. I can't lie. I'm excited. Oh, yeah. I didn't say the disclaimer. I'm not yelling at you. I just get very excited, so I raise my voice. What's up, Lillian? How you doing?
Well, I'm doing okay. I just would like to know, being as I'm here, in Ohio, I kind of feel like, I don't know, I need my mentor closer to me. So how do I go about that, Chad? It's like, I don't know. I just have so many questions I want to ask.
You ready?
Yeah.
You said so many things about You didn't even say that many words, but I heard I feel a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel. So
Yes.
you gotta get out. You gotta get out of. That's now. I'm not calling you ignorant. It's a form of ignorance because knowledge destroys ignorance. Right? Just write that down. Knowledge destroys ignorance. So if we got knowledge that we're in the 2000s, I mean everybody here, and you need your mentor close to you, and you don't want them to move in or sleep in your bed. The next thing that's best to that is YouTube University or FaceTime calls. Now we call this FaceTime flashes. A couple people have used it. If you use the FaceTime flash technique, comment it in the chat box. This is probably some of your first time hearing about it. But the FaceTime flash technique is where you call your mentor for just 2 minutes on FaceTime, tell them your goals, let them say something, and then you just hang up, right? Or you're in front of a prospect and you schedule, you say, hey, I need a FaceTime flash. That's where you call the prospect and they want to see some proof of some money and you just flash them your back office real quick, all right? So if you got an Android, just use Zoom app. It works just as good. And let me see. Yeah. So Isis Love did a FaceTime Zoom. So that's cool stuff. But that's all. That's just all in your mind. I feel. So another way to get your mentor right beside you, if you don't want them to move in or sleep right beside you, is you want to have house parties. Have house parties and invite them. Keep inviting them, and they'll be there. Have events, and they'll be there. But definitely call, schedule Zooms, call FaceTime flashes. Like those things work. It's travel. Yeah.
Hey, Chad, I have a question. I think, so this is Taja Williams, Taja the Diviner, living in Portland. And my question to you is this. So essentially, I am the only person that I know in Portland, Oregon, currently trading and or involved with IML. And my question to you is this. So essentially my game plan has been this. I've definitely gotten people on opportunity calls, but what I'm doing right now, what I'm working on right now is Gio agreed. I asked Gio and Anointed if I host an event out here in Portland, Oregon, if I can get 50 to 75 people in a room, if they will fly out next month on November 10th, Saturday, November 10th, to present this information. And they said they will do it. So my question to you is, do you see more success with live events than you do with calls? Because my plan is I'm planning to sign up and rank up as many people as possible in that one night, just having Gio and Anointed here, by putting in the work for this event. And my question to you is, have you seen more success with people having live events or with calls or both? What's your take on that?
He was breaking up a lot, but this is what I heard. I heard you say, do I see more success from having Zooms, calls, or meetings? Is that one of your questions?
Do you see more success having live events or Zoom calls?
Okay, so my answer to that is you never know where your success comes from. Okay? So it's important that you do it all. Because I had a lady who joined me this morning from an event I did in San Diego. She said she's seen the video. That was a live event. She didn't join at that event, but from that live event being recorded, she joined through from me posting on my Facebook and her looking at Facebook. So if I would have never showed up to do that live event and planted that seed, she would have never joined 2 weeks later because she didn't see it at the live event. So what am I saying? I'm saying I don't see more success doing one thing. I just do everything. And then seeds come from everywhere. I never pass on the opportunity to do something good. I never pass on the opportunity to share this good gospel. Because at the end of the day, we're doing amazing. So I might do 17 Zoom calls in a month. Nobody gets started, right? And I do one presentation, everybody gets started. It's just all about the work you're putting in. And you can never, let me tell you, the best quote for you to remember is you're going to forget the work you're going to put in, but the work is never going to forget you. So that's something that my mentor told me a long time ago, and it just held up true. Like, I don't even remember some things that I did, but I got people from seminars all over the world saying, "Hey, I met you here. I met you here. Hey, I didn't join there, but I followed you here. But now I'm. So you just got to keep doing it all. You got to keep doing it all, but just keep getting better at it all, and never watch this. This is how while you're doing it all, whether it's a live meeting, a Zoom call, a conference call, always promote the next event at the event. Always promote the next event at the event. That way, when you are doing whatever you're doing, Zoom live, it doesn't matter. You're inviting the live room to the next Zoom call. You're inviting everybody to the Zoom call to come meet you in Atlanta in January, right? So you want to always be inviting, because you never know where the seeds are going to come from.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Just to clarify real quick, when you were a customer, if you can think back to when you were a customer, what would you say? Okay, let me just put it this way. I'm a customer. I'm trying to get to and free and then fly from there. And I guess my question, my larger question is like, what's your biggest advice to somebody who is putting in the work, doing Zoom calls, talking to people face to face, literally doing everything, grinding, and still hasn't been able to get to and free? Like, what is your advice just to keep going? Like, yeah.
Absolutely not. I would not just keep going, because there's no way humanly possible if you're doing every single thing and you're not getting any results. So I would not keep going. What I would do is I would call my mentor. I would say, listen to what I'm doing, or I would screenshot. See, I got a lot of people who call me and they try to tell me the same thing. Mm-hmm. And then I say, okay, well, if nothing's working, send me everything you've been doing. Okay. And this is what they send me. They send me 2 or 3 Facebook messages that the person said, quit spamming me, because they copied and pasted this horrible message. And then what they did was they did the copy and paste horrible style. Everything was horrible about it. Then they called and used horrible words, because write this down, never be lazy in language. So for someone who joins and thinks that, oh man, everybody should be doing this because I'm doing it and it makes sense and it's in the Bible and the banks are doing it, like, what's wrong with you idiots, right? But even though it's completely obvious to us, mm-hmm. It has to be stated in a certain way, right, for the people to see it. Because you're blessed to be in this opportunity at the time of this opportunity. You're mm-hmm. blessed. But other people, and just because you're blessed, you can't just look at everybody. You gotta remember, there's sheep out here. You're a lion. Right. So you gotta be humble. That's why I said what I said in the beginning. Release the ego. Who in the hell would do something wrong for 6 months and not say it? That's somebody who just has so much ego, and they're like, man, my way or I'm not asking for help. Or they'll say stuff like, oh, they're too busy. They're not going to take my call, because the picture in their mind is so negative. And it's in their mind. So that's all I would tell them. I say, yo, send me what you got. Let me review it, and then let's do it together. Because all I need to know is they're willing to do the work. That's one. So if you're willing to do it, perfect. Now let me see it. And if it's just not enough, then we just got to do the next couple steps together and not alone.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Great question. Mm. Hey, I want to tell everybody this secret too, as y'all are thinking about y'all questions. If somebody on this line right now has a question, we don't care if it's the same question. Ask your question. Get your voice heard, because this is a step for you to become great. Let me see how many people on the line. Okay, we got over 100 people on the line. You have a question. You're scared. You're nervous. Your question's not stupid. Ask your question.
Chad, I do have a question. This is Darlene.
Okay.
I had a prospect for my Zoom call ask a question about trying to understand, well, what's the difference between the IBO and signing up for the IBO and signing up as a customer. I did my best to explain it, but can you explain it in a way that I would need to explain it to people who are inquiring?
Absolutely. Now, are you in front of this person, or are you talking to this person on the phone?
On the phone.
All right, perfect. So if I'm telling this person the difference on the phone, I keep it simple. I say, hey, if you want to become a customer, you get to utilize all our products, and you get to trade and make money every day. If you want to become an IBO, you can only make money every Friday, and you won't have access to any of our products.
Okay.
Because trading, you can make money every day. Recruiting, you can only make money every Friday. So you just let them know, IBO, you want to build a team. Trader, you want to trade.
Okay. Perfect. I explained it along those lines. I just want to make sure I was on point. All right.
Yeah, and remember, it's always, and write this down. Every entrepreneur, please write this down. Because we're in the people's business and people are scared to ask their question, you got to always end with help. So even though I said what I just said, I'm going to always say, hey, Dollar, did you get it? Do you need any more help? Because you want to always, because people feel like they're retarded if they ask a question for some reason. And it's not for some reason. I actually know the exact reason, because I've been studying money for the last 10 years. It's because in school, kids laughed at us when we asked the question. So there's been play in work. We trying to impress our employees, so we trying to act like we, goody two shoes to the boss. So we don't want to act. We want to act like we got it. So that has plagued us when we're trying to get rich. Everything average, right? Everything average. We don't ask a question, but when we get rich, we don't even want our voice to be heard. So let me
It's
show
all
y'all
about
something.
reprogramming.
Absolutely. Watch this though. I'm about to show y'all something. This is a law you never want to violate. The four agreements. It says don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions. It says, hey, find the courage to ask questions. I realized when I was broke and I was in my meeting, my millionaire mentor, and I'm broke as a joke now. I'm outside Crown Vic, and I pull up, she's in the Bentley. The one thing I had from birth, was I was going to be the person who asked questions, because I spent my money. I ain't have money. I'm broke. So if you're telling me you got money, I spent my last, well, I need to know.
Hey, Chad, this Candace from Minnesota. I have two questions for you.
Hey.
Hey, one question is, so I have a family member, and he's in a club life, and he said he helps people who looking to do things with a bunch of people who's looking to do things with their money, but they want to just put it in something and just let it do the work. They don't want to physically do the work to trade, to learn the skill to trade. What would you say to a response such as that?
I would say I can help you, but it's just going to cost you a little bit more. And it's actually called a lazy tax, because somebody's going to have to get 20% of your money now instead of you getting 100% of it, but I can help you. But it's just going to cost you more. And you try to sway them by just calling it a lazy tax and see if they don't want to pay it.
Okay.
But in your mind, you just let go. You let go because you don't need everybody. Just because somebody responded to you don't mean that, you know. Like if you go a couple months with nobody even responding to you, and then eventually you get a prospect who's interested, you can feel like, oh, I got one, right? But everybody is not meant for your business. There's 8 billion people in the world. So if he's talking about he want to pay the lazy tax and it doesn't benefit you, keep him on hold. Wait till you find something that you can serve him. Because you can't serve everybody IML. It takes they got to have the 5 checkers, right? The perfect prospect for IML has the 5 checkers. Does anybody know the 5 checkers? Want to state them?
I know one of them. Married couples making over 50,000.
That's 2 of them.
Okay, cool. I got those.
Own a home.
Boom, that's 3.
Own your car.
25 and older.
That's 4.
Own a business or unhappy at their job.
25 years and older.
Sit down. So we got 25 and older, makes over 40,000.
They have children.
Married, and they have children. There you go, right there. That's all we was missing was the kids.
Okay. Then one other question. I also get a lot of people. Well, a few people. I have got a few people saying that. Could you just do it for me?
We all tell them, hell no.
I've actually gotten that one too.
Hell no.
People that are very serious about starting it, but they want me to do the trading side of it for them. They're willing to pay me to do it. And I'm like, no.
Hell no. Because now it leaves you legally to be sued.
Right. I was thinking.
You tell them, look, you want to pay the cheap tax, but I'm not the one for you because if you get mad at me, you're going to try to sue me, right?
Right.
And they're going to be like, well, put the pressure back on them. Well, listen, I got this company that I'm trying to show you. You can just use the swipe trade since you want other people to make you money. And when they win, you win. If they lose, you lose. You don't care anyway as long as your money's growing, right?
Right. That's
And that's the key to sales. You always want to say right or yes.
Thank you.
And try to make them say yes.
ABC, always be closing.
Thank you.
So
As the more you say yes, they might say yes. What's up?
if they say, I already know the industry, how do you come back with that question about what we have to offer them? And they
you know the industry?
Oh, they just know.
Oh, wow.
They don't want.
So you traded Forex before? Oh, so you know the industry. Oh, so you traded Forex before.
That's fire.
That's what you're telling me. You traded Forex before, you know network marketing. Because what I just told you was we're a community of investors. Don't call me no network marketer. I actually sign up network marketers. I teach them how to grow their money. They only get paid for recruiting people. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a trader. I'm a full-time investor. I'm one of the only people you will ever meet in life who knows how to grow money. Everyone else knows how to go out and go make it.
Spoken like a true leader.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Here go one for you, Chad. How much money have you made without selling or recruiting anyone?
Woo!
Now,
Yeah, how do you answer that when you haven't gone live too? When they want to see proof of what you've made, and you haven't gone live yet, how do you come back with that? Because I lost a couple of prospects because I haven't gone live yet.
Okay, are you gonna answer that one?
Oh yeah, we can answer that one. The amount of money that I make don't have nothing to do with your pockets. Let's get you in so we can make you some money.
That way.
But what about Akil? But you're still in demo. Like, how are you gonna put me on and you're still in demo?
I'm learning. I know a lot more than you know, and I'm in a position to make as much as I want to make. And I'm just trying to, I want you to learn as much as I'm learning so we can make together.
Man, you
Thank
sound
you.
like a scam. Right. Just
Great.
have some fun. Just have some fun. All right, just have
Great.
some fun. Because look, this is what I would say. I would say exactly what Akil said, and then this is what I would say faster than that, even faster than that. I'm not here to sell you on my money. I'm here to show you a strategy that will change your life. So you take it off of the money and you place it on the strategy, because once they know the strategy, money is just whatever. So, for example, you'll never even catch, even though David Wills makes a lot of money, he's never going to show nobody his money. He's going to say, you know what? Let me just tell you like this. My strategy is 90 percent, and I can show you the strategy. So you can tell. So if you're a horrible trader, you can say, look, I'm not going to show you my money because that's personal. I don't know you like that. But what I will do is I'll show you my strategy, because right now it's working about 73% for me, if you're being honest, or just leverage, keyword leverage. Hey, look, I don't want to show you any of my money, to be honest, because that just makes me uncomfortable. But I could put you on FaceTime. It's called FaceTime Flash. I can show you some money if that's all you want to see. And you FaceTime one of our leaders, because we got several of them who just love to flash it in the hater's face. And look, let me tell you how you also leverage something. How many of you made money in IML? Comment me. And it shows in your lifetime earnings. Like, how many of you made more than $5,000 in your lifetime earnings? How many of you made more than $5,000 in your lifetime earnings? So watch this, Johnny Short.
Hey, Chad.
You are now the person who can tell somebody. Hello? Hey, Johnny. You are the person who can now tell somebody, I've grown my money from $200 to now over $5,000. Because the investment to get in this business is $200, $217. And if your lifetime earnings says anything more than $217, you can now start by saying the language. You can now start using the language. Here, let me show you, you little skeptical bastard. Look at my lifetime earnings. And you use the language. I took this from $200 to $5,000. I took this from $200 to $800. Like, make it sound amazing, because it is amazing. And if you don't believe it's amazing, you better get so excited over $35 a week, because that's the only way you're going to make $35,000 a month. I'm telling you. But go ahead.
Hey, Chad, this is David.
Okay.
I heard you. I heard the question that was asked as far as how much money, have you made, and I wanted to piggyback off the answer that you gave.
Absolutely, man. Hey, look, David, if I asked you, David, how much money you making, bro? Because I'm skeptical. I don't believe this shit. You want me to spend more than half of my job check to join you, Mr. Wills? Like, for real, bro. Show me that you're making money.
All right. So exactly how I would answer that question is, I can show you the market, right? I don't have to show you my money. I can show you exactly what the market can give you. And I can show you a strategy that's 99.2% accurate to give you this money, right? As a community of traders, guys, as a community of investors, like Chad said, we have to be able to speak a language, right? So you have to be able to not sell the business, but you have to be able to articulate in the language of trading, right? So you're coming in as a margin trader, right? When you have the ability, and we're going to show a lot of this, as we start rolling out some things, but we're going to actually show you in the market, and you should guys be able to see this, as well on a fundamental, level. At least if you've gone through the basics of IML Academy, you should be able to show them in the market how many pips, you've been able to catch, right? And they don't have to understand what a pip is, but you should be able to, hit them with language, right, to let them know that you're a trader, because what you're offering is an access to a community of traders that's being able to extract money at the financial market, right? So you have to use your language. So you're showing them from a margin standpoint what you're being able to extract out the market. Look, David. Boom, you show them. Boom, this thing moved 800 pips. Wow, I was able to catch 500 pips. Wow, what's a pip? Well, just imagine, Joe Blow, right, that I come in on a margin at 200 to 1. So every time it's up $1, right, I get 200 to 1, and it just went 500 pips.
It's that sauce.
Boom. I don't have to tell you my money, but I can tell you how much I can make. I can show you how much you can make.
Woo! Let me piggyback. Here's the alley hoop. Knowledge is the new currency. Now you know what that means. Why do you think we put that on the flyer and travel everywhere? That's not for us to be looking good on no flyer. That's for you to understand your IML Academy is good enough for you to talk that talk. Tell them, hey, look, let me see your money. Perfect. Let me show your ass, skeptic. See this resistant line right here? When this thing passes the support, I'm about to get paid 300 pips. Well, what's that? You don't know because you're so skeptical. You worried about money instead of education, you silly bastard. Woo! We fired up. Believe in yourself. You can't let a prospect tell you don't know what you're doing and you know. What's wrong with you? You a boss.
I got a question for you. How was it?
Next question.
Hey Chad, my name is David Mendez. I'm 24 years old. I was from North Carolina, and I spoke myself into existence in Iowa, and went from 725 to now making 1850 an hour, and I'm a risk taker. But the thing I wanted to say was thank you, and I've been watching you for like a long, long time, because you're really a motivation. Because see, a lot of people know how to make money, but they don't know how money works. You're one of the people that knows how money works, because see, you can be broke and never poor because of your rich mind. So I've been watching, and I was like, wow, you're very good motivation. I watch your videos on YouTube of, how you was in the bottom, your old car. Yeah, a Pinto. You went from a Pinto to different cars, and you're a businessman, so you know how to handle your business, man. And I'm just like, when I went to this, and my mentor is Isis, and I found out from her that you were on here, I was like, wow, oh my God, I know that this is going to work, because he's a real true mentor. He's a real true king, and he knows what he's doing. And when I met you when I was from a travel agent in vacation, and I was like, wow, this man is doing. I was like, let me see what he's about, because I see him talking, but I hear him. But what's his past history to life as well? Because I was looking, I was like, how did he get to where he is now? And you had all the way back to when you was in a struggle, like you were saying, and it was true. And I don't know you from a can of worms or a can of beans, but it's a good motivation, because it made me more motivated too, and opened my eyes to a door. I seen the door that you painted, and I opened it, and I started using it, and using the law of attraction, and start understanding how money works. Not because I know how to make money, but keeping it, and streams of income and things like that. It just made me so excited to, know that you're still going and still moving and catching the new wave, and riding it instead of going against the grain, and things like that. You're catching, things, and you're not just standing on the highway with everybody else. You go your own lane, and then say you can still go the same way, but there's other ways. You don't have to follow the same way of everybody else. You realize that you live in a sheep, and that, you know, you were more than a sheep. And so you start to lead herds to their own destination and their own mindset.
Wow. Well, brother, wherever you are in the world, I just want to say I love you, man. You know, that's why I do what I do. I put it out
And I
there
got a question.
for people to study. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, my question is, me being in IML Academy, I'm on number 19, and I just wanted to ask, when do I start doing forex or swipe trade? Do I go do it while I'm still learning as I go, or do I finish the academy, or do I go to intermediate, or when do I start? That's why I'm trying to figure out when to jump in.
When to jump in using swipe trade, or when to actually start trading?
To actually start anything.
Using swipe trade and trading are two different things.
Yeah, well, to start trading, doing anything, like just start jumping in and start making money using the tools that I have.
Got you. Yeah, so I would complete the academy first, and your mentor is Isis Love. So 9 times out of 10, you did say Isis Love, right?
Yeah, correct.
Right, so 9 times out of 10, she's going to start you on a harmonic scanner. Do exactly what your mentor tells you, and stay in touch with me, because if you need help, I'll help you. You just got to start with what she's telling you, because she's an awesome teacher. And all you got to use is 10% of your brain when you're dealing with Isis Love.
Okay. And I wanted to also say this, that knowledge is required of all facts and materials. Wisdom is knowing the difference between good and evil, left and right, up and down, and understanding is knowledge and wisdom. And wisdom is the elevation of knowledge. Understanding is the elevation of wisdom. Knowledge is man, wisdom is woman, and child is understanding. If we use all three of those together, use your knowledge to require all facts and materials, you'll know the difference, you know, between what you're doing, whether you're doing it right, you're doing it wrong from your mentors and things like that, then you'll get your understanding and everything falls into place.
Bro, how old are you?
24.
You on your way. You on your way, man. Straight up. Gratitude, man.
Let's see.
Wise beyond your years.
Yes,
I realized when I was in school, and when I was 13 years old, I realized I was a philosopher, and I didn't even know what that word was, so I looked it up and realized it's a study of life, and I actually sit down and study people, and I actually be quiet. I don't really talk to a lot of people, but I really silence my mind and meditate a lot, you know, and I have a lot of things in my head. I learned how to silence my voices through the years, and I started to study myself and open up the book. And I became a universal builder, which means that I have diplomatic immunity to adapt to anything in my society. Instead of being one-sided, I can create all the sides on a mountain. Instead of being 180, I can go 360, 720, 1080, keep going around. So I want to surface everything, you know, and stuff like that. And I'm learning things one step at a time. Instead of being a master and a trader, you know, basically studying all and being a master of none. I want to study, and over time, being a student, finally be a master in each one, but it takes time. And I know I'm not perfect, but I can strive to be, because trying is to fail and striving is to succeed.
Amen. Hey, definitely, man. We appreciate you, bro. Hey, does anybody have any other questions, comments, concerns?
I have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Chad, it's Lakidra. I want to know, how do you stop attracting broke people or just people who don't have the money to get started?
Is James still here? All right, now I'm almost there. All right, this is such a good question. Is this Miss Griffin? Miss Griffin, is that?
Yes, it is.
That was Miss Griffin. All right, cool.
Yes.
What's up, Miss Griffin? One reason I can tell you is because you gotta be more coachable. Right? I told you we need to talk more. So the way you can stop attracting broke people is, one, you gotta start showing up around rich people. You gotta start hanging out with some people and start tagging their name on Facebook, even if it's just to go to the coffee shop and you just pay for their coffee and you get that picture and you posting it on the Facebook, it's gonna open up to people looking at who you're hanging with. Listen to what I'm saying. It's gonna open up to people, these nosy ass people, because Facebook is a bunch of nosy people, a bunch of fake people, right? So with you knowing that, set up the trap for the nosy and the fake people. Hang out with somebody, change your association, take pictures and tag these people so when the nosy and the fake come to hate on you anyway, they have to go find out who you're hanging with because there's nobody they ever seen before. And they start saying, oh, whoa, she's hanging with Jackie Brooks? And they start looking through Jackie Brooks' page and they see that she's traveling the world. She got all these people around her. And then now they find out who Jackie Brooks hanging out with. Oh, snap! Jackie Brooks knows Derek? And they start seeing that he's posting $9,000 days. Are you with me? And then you start attracting people because they start being nosy. They see your circle. That's why we sell the community. This ain't all only IML, sign up, woo woo. No. We are a community of people. And we are a strong community. We are a powerful community. People want to be friends with people like you. You just don't understand it yet because you're not being friends with your community. That's why you have to level up, love your team. That's going to bring you stuff.
You are absolutely
when you can
right.
call some, look, I know. Because when you can call somebody and they from, where we got some people from on this line? I think I heard
Texas.
Africa, right? Where you at? Where you from out of the country? Where y'all at? Y'all still on the line? Where they say? Bermuda. Right? So Barbados, like
Bermuda.
look at who you on the phone with right now. And you still hanging out with your broke friends? Like you better get on a Zoom and start meeting all these people from all over the world and tag it on Facebook, start bragging about your new friends, have your nosy friends start following them saying, oh man, these Trade Nation people are crazy and they going places. Watch what happens. The next thing, if that's too hard for you, because I don't want to only say that because that's very hard. That's very uncomfortable to start hanging out with new people. That's very uncomfortable. So the easiest thing to do, it still ain't going to attract the best people because who the hell wants to do easy? But the easiest way to do it is to change up your content. Change up your image. Change up what you're saying. Start coming out with a website.com. Start investing in yourself, taking yourself a little bit more serious. If you ain't going to spend the money to meet up with mentors, put the money in your damn self. Get you a website out there. Get you a photo shoot. Get you some new clothes. Get you a cameraman for the day. Have them follow you around. That's when you discover, well, damn, they going to follow me around. I'm boring as hell. How do you attract new people? Stop being so damn boring. Act like somebody's following you around with a camera. Go someplace. Post the pictures of you actually having fun. You with me? Switch it up. That's it.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
No doubt. Great question.
I do have somebody that I want you to talk to because I know you said that you wanted me to introduce you to somebody earlier this week. So I do have somebody.
Perfect.
Chad, I have a question also. This is Vontae. So I seen you posted a great video about approaching your cold market on social media in the Trade Nation group. So my question to that was, as I talk to the cold market through social media, some people become skeptical when you ask them for their number or personal contact information to further discuss some details, because I was taught, not to discuss the business and things throughout, DMs and things like that. So I was wondering, how do you get through that, get to the next level with that when you're approaching your cold market through social media?
Hey man, great question, bro. Solid. So first, is there any way you can give me an example?
Yeah, so when I use Grow Social, and then as I'm contacting the people through the automated messages, they are interested and they want to know more. But then I say, hey, can you just send me your number so I can talk to you a little bit more about the information and get you plugged into one of our meetings or Zoom calls. And, it either goes in from there or it's like, nah, it's somebody random asking for, your number.
I got you. So there's a couple things, bro. One, you can change your language and just say, "Hey, text me, and I'll shoot you the information." That way you leave with the number first. Or if you want to keep what you're doing, there's nothing wrong with that. And they say, "Hey, well, I'm not really sure." They say whatever they want to say. All you gotta say is, "Well, to be honest with you, I don't feel comfortable doing business with people who I can't even call on the phone. So I'll just follow back up with you."
Okay, sounds great. Thanks for that.
So just absolutely, because remember, you're a boss, and remember, your boss didn't have to hire you.
That's true. Okay, bro. Thanks for that, Chad.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. What's up, Kim from North Carolina? I can barely hear you. Is there a way you can speak up? Is that better? Sound like you're underwater. Is that just me? I can hear you. Is that just me? Can anybody else hear her? Nah, I can't hear her, Chad. She sound like she underwater. Okay, yeah, that's probably your speaker. That's probably your speaker, Kim.
Hi, Chad. Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, this is Adrian out of North Carolina. For those who have not joined the 21 Days of Growth, if you have not been a part of that, that is your personal development to help you grow your business. Please stay tuned. Look in the WhatsApp group and join in with us so that you can learn and grow spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. That is 21 days of growth for your personal development. It will help you with your business. Thank you.
Thank you. I love hearing your voice. Thank you, Queen.
Hey, Chad, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
My question is this. So this is Taja again. My question is this. What I've noticed as I've gotten involved in this business.
Bring it down.
Oh.
We'll get close from upstairs. Bring it down. Bring it hang out.
Wait, what? Can you hear me, Chad?
Yeah, I don't think that was us. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. My question is this. What I've noticed, I've been in this business as a customer probably for like the past 4 months, just studying, grinding, and doing everything I can, learning the business. But my question is this. What I've realized is I hang out with y'all more than I hang out with people in my actual local vicinity. I'm on these Zoom calls. I'm listening to you, David. I'm an IT. I'm on Telegram. I'm actually talking to y'all and people in IML more than I'm actually talking to people in my sphere, because what I realize is when you say surround yourself with like-minded people, well, the only like-minded people that I know so far are the people in this business. So while I'm trying to build my business, I'm really being inspired by staying tapped in. And I guess my question to you is, what would your advice be for somebody who needs to make more? You just said make more connections with rich people. You said surround yourself with people who can actually afford the business. So my question to you is where should I find these kinds of people?
Great question. So that's a great question. So instead of going to eat right at your regular place like Chick-fil-A or what's the other one? Chipotle. You know what I'm saying? the same $10 you're going to spend on lunch, go to a hotel, go to the Westin, and instead of getting that $26 salmon, use that same $10 and just get you a Caesar salad. And what you're going to find out is there's a different level of people that's eating at those restaurants. Also, switch it up and go out to, what you like to do. I told somebody that's into music, I said, well, if you like music, you need to Google every festival that's coming to your town, the Caribbean festivals, all that stuff, and start talking to the vendors. Like, you don't want to talk to the people that paid the money to be there and just enjoy it. You want to talk to people who paid the money to be there to make money, right? That's who you want to talk to. You want to put yourself in places where people are. Like, for example, I know that the Drake concert is coming real soon. Now, I'm not saying that's a great place to network. That's a great place to be. Like, if I was going to go somewhere to eat, I wouldn't be somewhere opposite of downtown. I would go eat downtown because I know everybody's going to be in town to meet Drake, and I might potentially meet somebody. Does that make sense? So I make sure I know what's going on. Where's the real estate networking events are? Where are the people meeting up to do yoga? Right? Because what you need to start thinking about, the right question to ask is, what's my target market for the day? Do I want to talk to college students? Because then I just need to be in the college area. Do I want to talk to Jamaicans? Then I need to, do I want to talk to teachers? Right? So that's the better question to ask is not where do I find them, but who do I want to attract? Right? Because the picture in your mind is going to attract it if you put it there. Also, meetup.com. There's a lot of stuff. I saw that. What else is there?
So, quick question, because I have recently been on meetup.com. I do shop at Trader Joe's, Whole Foods. I mean, I do a lot of these things you're mentioning. But when I went on meetup.com, for example, I looked up trading groups. I looked up real estate groups because I was like, if I join one of these groups, it'd be great to talk to these people. My question to you is this. As someone who has never, ever had any experience in real estate, my parents never came from real estate. My family never came from real estate. Only thing I know about real estate is what I've been reading and watching YouTube videos on. I feel very kind of like shy and uncomfortable approaching a group of white male real estate agents and then presenting myself as an African-American woman who doesn't know anything about real estate. How am I supposed to talk to these people?
Chad, can I give that a try?
Sure.
How you doing? And thanks for inviting us out. My name is Kashmir. I'm from New York. And I actually recruit real estate agents a lot. And it's actually a joy. So what I would say is, first off, just to kind of neutralize some of that fear for you, would be just to understand the business that real estate agents are in comparison to what we do. So successful real estate agents have to drum up business. You have to prospect every day. They do that in their business. They're coachable. They have to be coachable because they work directly under a broker. So their success is contingent upon their broker. They have they have a relationship there. But most importantly, I would say like piquing their interest, asking them if they're open. If they're open to income opportunities outside of what they're currently doing in real estate, if it doesn't interfere with their business. A lot of them, you'll be surprised with, will say yes. And if you understand what we have our hands on with iMarkets Live and how people can grow money, well, a real estate agent is in the business of marketing. So some of the ways that they market is cold calling, door knocking, or letters and flyers. Well, one of the things that I use just to get people in front of the information was showing a real estate agent how they can increase their marketing budget without touching their commissions. So it's just a matter, I think, with understanding what real estate agents do on a day-to-day basis, because they do the same thing that we do. They get paid on production. We get paid on production. You don't do shit, you don't make shit. They don't do shit. They don't close the deal, etc. So they're in the same line of work. So you actually have nothing to fear with them. Like, they have to be nice to you because of the nature of their business. They get calls all the time. They don't know if you know $1 million friend. So if they jerk you off and say something, negative to you, they could kill a potential sale down the line. So that's how I would tackle that. But real estate agents are a lot of fun.
Thank you. Wow, that was amazing.
Hey, and this is Angela out of Atlanta. I am also a real estate agent myself. I've been in the business for the last 15 years, and I do this as well. And keep in mind that real estate is sales, period. We're selling houses. I was a loan officer as well. I was selling money. So sales is sales, and some of the same techniques, like they said, you target your market and you decide who you're going to target. And one of the things that I, pique my own partners with is this is similar to doing investing. Investing is investing. It's just like real estate. You buy low, you hold it, and you sell high. But in real estate, we got to wait for months or weeks or years. With this, you can do it in 15 minutes. It's the same technique. And that's some of the things that I'm piquing my colleagues with, letting them know that it's the same technique. But they're in sales just like you and I. Doesn't matter what you're selling. Some of the techniques are the same things. It's sales, it's commission, and we all trying to get paid. Best wishes to you, darling.
Thank you. And it's actually really powerful to hear that information from you as a fellow Black woman, just because it can be intimidating walking into this as a Black woman, because we are underrepresented in all these industries. So I really appreciate that. And the comment that the brother made before you, all of this is like very helpful. Thank you.
Hit me up if you need any help. I'm the expert in the field.
What's your name again?
Angela Farrell.
Thank you.
F-A-R-R-E-L-L.
Chad, this is Jackie. Hope everyone had a great evening and weekend. I want to address the question that K. Mac had. She wasn't able to hear. You weren't able to hear her, and her question was, with one or being that she has 2 customers and one of her customers is Japanese, and she's still learning herself. She was wondering, how do she help the customer who's Japanese? How does she help her build when she really doesn't understand English?
So is that one of the 128 countries? Like, do they live in the States or do they live in Japan?
Kim, where do they live? K-Mac. Oh, she said it's her sister-in-law. Okay, but where do they live? I can't hear you, Kim. Unplug your
Hey, well, just tell her to look in the chat.
Okay.
I text the email of the vice president and just ask him what he do.
All right, thank you.
Nigga, the vice president, I'm sure he has the right answer.
And if they live in Japan, I'll take a trip to Japan. I know a little bit of Japanese.
Thank you, Akil.
Very welcome.
That's awesome.
Oh, she says she lives in North Carolina.
Perfect. Well, she just needs to meet Jamal Minchin. I know Jamal Minchin speaks Japanese. He travels all over the world.
All right.
Japanese. Hey, we at 10:30, y'all. Does anybody have 2 other questions? I feel in my spirit there's 2 other questions. We took it overtime, and there's still a lot of people on the line, which means you guys are getting value, and that's all we do it for. We don't do it for the money. We do it for the impact, and I'm so grateful, so happy and grateful that you guys are really soaking it up. So does anybody have anything else? Because remember, Applied knowledge is power. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. So the brother that was talking was hitting on some PowerPoints, right? But he kept saying the young lady had worry and that she had understanding. So literally, guys, that destroys worry. This is the formula. If you have understanding in any area, which is knowledge is done by studying, and then you get understanding, worry should go away. So I'm with it, man. That's actually a formula what he was saying. All right. Yeah, so is that it? Is everybody good? We ready to tackle it? Ready to tackle Monday? Perfect.
This is Taylor Monroe from Maryland. I do have a question. So you touched on content, and that's been kind of more of a, I'm not going to say a struggle, but a challenge for me to find out, like, how I want to market certain things. So I know you said, you know, you should be able to advertise that you're having fun and you're also living, but, like, what's the balance between that?
What's the balance between living, having fun?
Yeah, like showing that, but also showing, like, I guess the business side in like a lighthearted way that doesn't turn people off. Because sometimes because I feel like for me, like I was saying the same thing, but I don't feel like it was in different ways. And I've been watching the way certain leaders are, you know, also presenting it, but I just have to find my own way. But I just wonder, like, is there like a balance that you consider, or it's just how you feel?
Yeah, it's definitely how I feel, but it's always within the categories. So if it's a week, you know, I'm gonna spend 2 days talking spiritual. I probably spend 2 days, you know, talking money. You know, and so you just want to make sure you switch it up from funny to spiritual to professional to money. And if you can't remember to switch it up, or you can't remember what your last post, you can't do any of that, just do what the leaders are doing. So if the leaders that you follow posted something funny, post something funny in your way. If they talking business, if you see that they're on some politics right now, you talk some politics. This game is literally a game of adult game of follow the leader, but it's mainly, are you copying the right cat? And Dr. Seuss said it best. I studied Dr. Seuss. He was one of the first people I studied, and he said it best. He said, "Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. So by you just doing what you do, you're going to win. But you just got to know what to do, and you take that from the leaders. Okay, they being silly, or they being funny, or they do. Okay, so let me do it in my way. And that's all you got to remember, because remember, today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. So I want you to remember that.
Great, thank you. That helped a lot.
Dad, I think I have what may be the last question for you, which is this. My question is, so my upline recently told me, he was like, yo, stay in demo mode of trading for at least a month. He was like, stay in there for at least a month. Trading is very, very difficult. My question to you is this. How difficult is trading if I actually master proper risk management by watching the IML Academy? I've watched every single video. If I'm managing my account properly, I'm on the trading calls learning from everybody, including Chris Terry, including Gio, whoever's doing the call. Is trading actually that difficult? He made me scared to actually go live. He was like, yo, stay in demo for as long as you can. Stay in demo for as long as you can. Like, he was afraid for me to go live. So my question is, like, should I really be that afraid to go live? Like, is it that hard?
Let me tell you something. Forget it. Because once it clicks, this is all you're ever going to have to study in life. Is what I'm showing you on my screen. Once you master your 5 senses, everything you want, hear what I'm saying? Everything you want is going to attract to you. One of your five senses is your ears, what you hear, which is also the same thing as saying protect your eye gates and your ear gates, because whatever goes through your eyes and ears goes into your what? Your mind. So if you let somebody tell you their personal opinion on what they think is difficult, and you don't have the understanding, which is you study, you have the knowledge, you know what a pivot is, you know what an uptrend is, you study this, so you should have understanding. So when someone else says, oh, this is difficult, you have the ability to reject that and say, yeah, to you, and you wouldn't have worry and doubt. You have worry and doubt because you don't have proper understanding, which means if you're still going off his personal opinion, which you let in through your five senses, you let him say that, you heard that, it went in your mind, and you asking a question about it, which means it's coming out of your mouth, that's where the worry is coming from. So you got to get back in your class, or at least stop listening to people and do what you know.
Okay.
Right? So that's what you got to do. The decision is yours. The decision is yours. But I hope you really got that.
I did. No, that made a lot of sense. I think my next question is really just like, do you think there's a certain amount of time that somebody should spend in demo mode, or do you think that just goes from person to person, that it depends on the person? For someone who's never traded.
Absolutely. So you gotta tone in. Yeah. So what you gotta do is you gotta figure out a strategy. You know, if you got a strategy, use your strategy. Use your strategy. But if you don't have a strategy, I'm gonna tell you to stay in demo, because if you're going off of someone else's strategy, then you can't trade until they tell you to trade. But if you feel comfortable within the strategy that you taught, that you studied, and you feel like you understand, get out of demo. You feel like you understand. Place that trade.
Okay. And then also factor in the crypto. It's amazing. We all got strategies. Everything is great. And a lot of times you'll realize the strategies from one person to another are absolutely the same. They just look at it differently. But attacking things with a goal. So like Chad said, like, I'm so happy and grateful now that if it's just 200 pips a month, 300 pips a month, okay, that's great. That's going to be consistent. And what strategy are you using to get to that? And when you can answer those two questions, then of course, leave demo alone. Like, go for it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So, Taja, this is anointed right here. This is anointed. I actually told you, I'm the one that told you to actually stay in your demo. And because the reason why I told you to stay in your demo, so you could be more clearer where I was coming from, is because you have not been trading demo yet that much. And trading demo and trading live can be very different. You have to give your time. You have to give yourself time to go through a certain process through the demo. Because when you're demoing, your emotions is not attached to the money the same way. And me knowing you more on a personal level, knowing where you come from and what you do, I'm like, I would not, as your leader, I wouldn't want you to put your hard work, money, and time into a trading account going live right away. Because what I've watched over time as me being a leader, there was people on my team going live because other people were celebrating their success. And they was like, shit, I need to go live right now. Like, I should jump in live. Like, there's other people making their success. And me personally, I'm under the feeling and I'm under the leadership that, no, I would rather my new traders at least stay in demo and have some success in their demo trades and going confident rather going blindly, because I wouldn't want you to be blind on your trades and you're losing money. That's not cool. You're not here you're here to be an investor, not a gambler. And I didn't want you to gamble your money without your strategy first, proper risk management, and your full intuitive understanding of what trading really is.
Ashe.
Perfect. Did that answer your question?
It did. It made me a little scared at first, like, oh shit, don't jump in yet. But it makes sense to just get comfortable with it. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for all the feedback, everybody. That was all I needed to hear.
Wow, everybody. tonight was a phenomenal call. Great questions from everybody. Chad had to step away for a second when he wanted me to end the call for him, but guys, he actually said that he stayed to spend a little time with y'all. You know, so I wish everybody the best. Tomorrow, make sure you have your calendars full with your 15 minutes, 4 hours, an hour a day keeps the enemy away. So make sure that you definitely put your 15 minutes in, get everything together, because guys, we're about to take over for the next 72 hours. Chad has a surprise next week. So guys, stay tuned in. I wish you all well. God bless. I love you. Chad loves you, but God loves you more. Take it home.